So this video today has two purposes. One, to talk about the function of Screencastify and how to make perhaps a more effective instructional video. Right now, you'll see my webcam is embedded on the page. If I'm giving instruction, I don't want my picture on there. If I'm talking directly to students, then I want my camera in there. So this is like an intro right now. You're looking at me probably and listening to what I have to say. When I actually start getting to work to show you what I want to show you, I'm going to close that out. And by doing so, I can click on the X in the upper right corner. So now I'm in instruction mode. And I came up with a concept for my attendance check-in. I expect students to check in, and it says each day. I actually have to modify this. I'm going to edit that right now. I'm going to change that to class day. And I want it to be class day because I don't want my students checking in 5 days a week. There's no reason to do that. I just want, if they're an odd day or an A day, I just want them to check in on A days and C days. And the check-in is important to me. One, it can show me that students are engaged and they're coming in, they're checking class every day or as assigned. And then two, it allows them to give me some feedback. So I created a Google form, and the daily attendance ticket looks just like this in Google form. I made it all required, and I made sure that the last name is in here so I can sort it later. I'm about to show you that. So here are the questions. What's one important thing you learned today? Did you feel prepared for today's lesson? Why or why not? And what would help make today's lesson more effective? And I don't want copies of the responses because it's just going to flood my email. So then how do I collect this information? If I click on this icon right here, it allows me to go back in and I could edit, but I can also look at responses. And 14 responses are here for me to check out. This can be overwhelming if I have 100 students. So there's a better way to actually look at my responses as well. I can click on this icon right here, view responses and sheets, and I've already opened that ahead. Here, I have the timestamp of when Constance Larson signed in. She has just one answer, one word question, which was cool. I actually piloted this with Constance. And then you can see all these other students. Now, what's cool is I see that Natalie Cook checked in on the 20th, and then she checked in again on the 24th. Again, how do I sort all this information and make meaning out of it? Because I'm just going to have a ton of lists, a ton of names, and a ton of information in here. So what I can do is I can actually look by student. If I click on the C column and I go into data and I sort by C, it then alphabetizes my list. So now I can see all the things that Marina wrote, that Adrian Healy posted, and et cetera, et cetera. So I can then go through too and say, oh, Anna Akey checked in on the 21st and the 24th. That's great. So if I was looking for 3 check-ins a week, it'd be super simple for me to check to see if students doing that. And why is this important? I believe it's important because if students aren't checking in, that gives me a point of contact where if I need to call home and be like, hey, I haven't seen you do your daily check-ins. Is there something that you need? Is there something I can help you with? Framing it in that positive tone, I think will have a better result with our students' response as well. Because if I'm like, how come you haven't been checking in? Or why aren't you doing your work? Then the defenses go up and lots of excuses come. But if I say, I see you haven't, how can I help you? I'm more apt to get a positive response from students. So if you're looking for a way of managing your classes and thinking about attendance and whether kids are actually making the effort to check in, this might be a very manageable way of doing so.